Obviously, going into this game, you look at the standings. We're at the top, and Weber's at the bottom. And if you've seen college basketball right now, you see a lot of teams starting to play conference right now, and the bottom teams are beating some of those top teams. And for coaches, we always try to find a way to not allow a team to sneak up on us. Well, we had to look back into last year. Um, I believe Weber has won the last 3 or 4 matches in the past 2 years. Last year, it was our worst loss at home. They've ended our conference tourney run 2 years in a row. I didn't have to remind our returners about this. And our two captains that returned from last year, Bobo and Vince, they were ready. We didn't care about what their record was. They could be undefeated or have no wins. And these guys were focused, and I think that's what you saw out there today. And so I was proud of our effort. I was proud that we were able to go out and do things somewhat consistent. And I told them, like, we're working on ourselves because we're not just trying to be first place in our conference. We want to do something greater. And I was happy to be able to clear the bench and have guys get on the court and, execute some things well. So I'm proud of our performance today. Well, like I told you, we went in this game working on ourselves, working on us. We knew we had two guys that together averaged 28 points a game of their 68, and we've always wanted to hold teams within the 60s, and we were close to holding guys in the 50s. I got on my assistants just a little bit, but two of the guys that were on the back of the bench went 6 of 8 from the three or whatnot. And this coach during the game saying, hey, who are these guys? Why didn't we work on them? Why didn't we talk about them and stuff? But we were close to holding them within the 50s. But I told you, it was a little bit of a grudge from our returners on how we were embarrassed on our court last year and stuff. And, us still working on ourselves to get better. We thought we would be in this situation in the preseason, obviously starting the season off, and then after the break, we remind our guys, don't get frustrated about playing time. Don't get frustrated about your individual performance because they know my goal is to win, and I care nothing about that. But I told them, like, any given night, like when we talk about being a tribe, it's not about you celebrating because you got 20-plus wins or so. It's you being happy that we did a good job. It's being happy about the next guy having a great game. Did you see that bench today when Truck dunked the ball? Every great team has a pitcher with the bench jumping up, and we've had several of those, and I love that about this squad. And so we have to keep reminding guys because, like we told you, we brought in some guys, that touched, 40 points in JUCO. They're used to being the guy. They had to make adjustments, but the maturity of them and the leadership of our returners allowed them to. And so usually on a team like this, you'll have some heads down in the locker room. No, we're celebrating. We're good, having a good time. But I will say this, the focus immediately shifted to next week playing Abe and trying to get some separation in this conference. I tell you what, if you look at some of our practice film, you see this guy who's on the blue squad, the second team, and he's working our guys on the starting lineup in the first team. And so we've been excited for him for a while, and we haven't seen anything yet. He's just, as you can imagine, just getting his feet wet, but he adds that depth, and I think he's going to be a guy who could be somewhat consistent in double digits, but he's going to give us a 20-plus game, and then he's going to give us a game that, I recruited him. He was one of the top shot blockers in JUCO, and so I recruited him defensively, but he still has some tools on the offensive end. As you saw, this is a 6'7" wing forward that can stretch the court, that can get to the rim, that's athletic enough to finish above the rim, that can block shots, that can defend. He could do a little bit of it all, and he's a great piece, a great addition now that we have him cleared to play moving forward. And it's the best time for conference because we, like we say, we need that separation, and defensively is how we're going to win games.
Today's game was pretty good. We came out a little bit lackadaisical, but towards the middle where he got subs in and guys got breathers, we started to pick up the energy, and then eventually we just took away with the lead. So,
well, it starts in practice for everybody. They play their role for Bobo. He's good with assists. Vince, he plays his role by getting rebounds. Speedy, I'll say, like, he attacks the rim really aggressive for real. I don't know. We just all know how to share the ball and just do what we do best. Like, nothing to it.
This year's team, I'll say, and no shade on last year's team, but I feel like this year's team we're more together and this team's more talented. So there's like a lot of things I had to do last year that I have to do this year, especially having with this guy with us also. It just makes things easier for me. So really I just come out, I see some things that if we're missing an extra defender, I'll go in, I'll play extra hard on the perimeter. If there's issues with rebounding, I'll make sure I check on the rebounds and everything. So I just play the game, and whatever that's needed to win in that particular game, that's what I go on and do.
Again, like it starts in practice. Like just everybody playing aggressive and playing at 100% every step of the way. Like that's gonna prepare us to win every game that's coming up.
Like what he said, it's just practice. Honestly, if we just dial in and practice, continue to work hard throughout the week, and then coming up to go play at Ave, which Ave is a tough place to play at also. I feel like this team in hostile environments, our game just goes to like another level. So honestly, I just see it as like an advantage for us also because he's from Jersey, I'm from Florida. Other guys are from hostile places also, and our game just elevate naturally. So I feel like we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
I think we're one of the top defensive teams in NAIA, and you have one of the top offensive teams matching up. We're going to be on their court. It's going to be a hostile environment. They've been bringing a great crowd right behind our goal. Very well-coached team, returning team, picked first in the conference. I don't need to motivate our guys any more than that. But I am going to remind them of our Freed Hardeman game because I remember how excited we were there, and we laid an egg. And so we're going to go into this team that's going to be a top-ranked team, and, we got to take care of business because this game's much more important than that one.